Engineerable log, Earth date November 11th, 2021. I've now owned this tumbler for almost 10 years. It was purchased in 2012. This Shop Tuff Vibratory Tumbler STF-18V, the 1.25 cubic foot model, it's pretty much at end of life without replacing some major components. So the first thing that happened this year is the motor went out, and I replaced it with a 3-phase motor. That's been great because I can control the speed of the motor and get some oscillations, some weird oscillations that are going on, get those out. When I called the company that owns Shop Tuff about replacing this motor, they quoted me like $600 when the whole tumbler was about $800 from Northern Tool at the time. Now I see that Northern Tool doesn't seem to sell this tumbler anymore. And then I asked them, well, it looks like my tub is falling apart too. Like the rubber coating on the inside is degrading. How much is that going to cost? And they said $1,000 to replace the tub, which would be like this whole piece, probably the lid. And I said, are you serious? I can buy the machine for less. And they're like, yeah, sometimes the parts cost more than the machines themselves. So I suspect they don't really sell parts. They probably part out other machines or something. But let's take a look inside this tumbler tub, and you'll see that it's just degrading. It's like the walls started cracking, and it's gotten progressively worse. And what I've started doing now is, of course, now it's horrible because I've started putting in this bucket, and I put my media inside the bucket. And I just stuff the bucket in the tumbler like this. And here's some parts in here still. So I'm just tumbling stuff inside of the bucket inside of the tumbler tub. And you can see here the bucket is dug into the sides. But the tub was already degrading before I started using the bucket, which is why I'm using the bucket, because it was leaving a lot of black residue like this. It was just falling apart. It was degrading, cracking. And now, of course, it's gotten worse. The bucket is digging into the sides of it. But, I mean, this only lasted probably about 9 years before it started cracking and falling apart. And we've just kind of been using it like that since. But that's fine. I don't, if it lasts that long, okay. But I want to be able to replace the tub for, $300 maybe I'd replace the tub for, or have them reline it or something. I'm trying to figure out how I could reline it, maybe with a rubber sheet and put some rubber on the sides, something like that. Or this HDPE seems to work well, so I could make something out of, I could get some HDPE material and remove all this rubber, get some sheets of HDPE, put them inside, cut the HDPE on the edge there, and weld the HDPE using a HDPE welder, and then have a HDPE lined tub, like pretty much like a bucket. The bucket seems to do okay with abrasion. So that's what I'm going to be looking at with this, because right now Northern Tool no longer sells it, and it's like $2,000 at Tractor Supply Company or the other retailers online. And at that point, I might as well spend a few more $1,000s and get like a good quality Kalamazoo tumbler or something. At the time, this was the only tub style tumbler that was available in this size for a reasonable price, like sub $1,000. Every other tumbler out there that's this style is multi-$1,000 and usually a little bit bigger. So this was like a convenient size, and it was a good price, a good deal. But maybe it just didn't fit in with what most shops needed, since this was kind of like maybe oriented towards like a small shop or home shop, garage shop. So I don't know why Northern Tool stopped carrying them, but I wish they would offer replacement parts at a reasonable cost, because other than that, it's been a good tumbler. It's just, at this point, falling apart. So I hope this helps you make an educated decision about whether to buy a Shop Tuff tumbler or not. I've seen a lot of reviews where sometimes they don't even last for a year. And honestly, we didn't use it that much. We used it maybe just a few times a year for parts. It was convenient to have, it's convenient to use, but we weren't using like all the time. I think if you're going to use it 24/7, it would have probably lasted a lot less time. And if that's fine. You don't expect it to last forever. It's going to wear out. But replacement parts should be readily available and relatively inexpensive compared to the original cost of the machine. if you want to keep something like this going for a long time.